A welcome for you guys. We just finished our first podcast talking about sports marketing, and we lead up from sports marketing to you guys. And I was telling Lisa on the podcast earlier, I've been waiting to do this podcast with you guys for a very long time. You guys are, and she knows this, you guys are very special to me. Yes. When I started boxing with you guys, especially Tiger, Emeka, you were working with my son and daughter at some point too. When we talk about the difficulty in doing a sport like boxing, I was telling Lisa, and I'm going to go over a few misconceptions too. So I think there's a misconception about boxers not being very bright. You guys get hit in the head a lot, and you guys are just these big goons in the ring. And I can tell you from the experience I had with Tiger and Emeka, complete opposite. It's the amount of intelligence that you have to have that no one really understands, the amount of processing in your mind that you have to understand, not just your opponent, but you're measuring out every second in that ring. You need to know where your body needs to be, your hands need to be, footwork. I can't tell you how many times Tiger has told me, actually the whole time I was ever training with him, he's only said two things to me. He goes, pivot and faster. And I'm like, dude, I'm pivoting and I'm going as fast as I can. And I never get it right. When you're in the ring and you're just doing the drills, the amount of brain power it takes to train on how you think you need to beat this fighter, but then there's a whole actual fighting piece where I think, didn't Tyson said something like, you know, you have a plan until you get hit. And then you have to react. And I was just blown away by boxing. I had no idea. Our grandfather boxed professionally. And when I went in there, in the sports world, I played college football, and we talk about power versus strength. I can tell you that I weightlift a lot. That's power. But what these guys do is insane. And I was just blown away with how smart Tiger was and Emeka. And I was telling Lisa the same story. I would always tell Tiger, I'm like, you need to hit me because I am not going to be able to understand why I'm moving in a certain way if by doing that means I'm not going to get hurt. And I said, you got to hit me. And so he hit me one time. And I'm like, that's not bad. That's okay. Let's just keep doing that. And then 2 rounds later, I had this enormous sharp pain. And it was because of where he hit me like 2 rounds before. And I didn't realize for some people that it felt okay at the time, but then it starts growing on you and growing on you. And then I was telling Lisa, and Tiger doesn't even know this. I've never told him this before. One of the things I hate the most is jump rope. Absolutely hate it. And he's got a box up there that you could move to like 5 minutes with 30 seconds or 3 minutes with 30 seconds. When Tiger watches TV, I went over to the machine and moved it to 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Because I didn't want to do the whole like 5 or whatever it was. And I didn't think Tiger was paying attention. And the bell to him didn't sound right. And then he went up there and goes, oh, this isn't right. And I thought I could get away with it. And he went up there and switched it back. And I was like, oh, we got to finish these jump rope sessions. But it's then that I started to get the story about Mike Tyson. And we would talk about his punches and his strategy. Tiger is so smart historically with boxing that I saw his story. I was blown away. I had known you before, but then Yelp had done a video with you guys, and I think it was the power of strength prove me wrong. It blew me away, and it absolutely blew me away. I was listening to the video, and you hear Howard Cosell in the background. It's a very grainy kind of video, and you see Tiger in their boxing. It captured Tiger's passion for sure. It was amazing. And a side note, I was actually in Vegas, I think 2 years ago, on the, I think it was on the Paris or one of the casinos had this. Caesar's Palace. On a billboard, it was saying this day in history, and it showed Tiger's name on there. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is the guy that I actually go get trained by. And it was amazing. And then I started to hear more about Tiger's story and then Emeka. The reason I wanted to do this podcast is because our podcast is called How Strong. I actually got this from Emeka's Instagram, and I'm not sure if you knew you put it on there, but there's this quote. It says, behind every strong person is a story that gave them no choice. It was remarkable. And I think about Tiger's background, and then I think about what Emeka wants to do long term. You guys are just hearts of gold. Like you guys want to do some profound things with your life. Tiger, you've already done those things, but you want to continue. And then I heard Emeka with what his plans were. And if you talk about, and we talk about this all the time, about if you can do good, you should do good. What Emeka is doing with what his strategy for the rest of his life is pretty empowering. But so the story for here is really, what does it take to do what you guys do? What does it take to sustain that? And I know that Emeka has a really interesting story about moving into boxing, and it took something tragic for that to happen. And then from Tiger's perspective, I mean, when you watch the video, there was a time that you wanted to kind of give up on it, and then someone came into your dream, and I want you to talk about that too. But starting with you though, Tiger, from where you grew up, how did you get into boxing, and from a very early age, what does it take to decide you want to do that?
Yeah, you know what, my grandmom, when I was so young, I was around 5 years old. Then I always see a messing woman, what we call a voodoo, not voodoo, native doctor.
Okay.
Native doctor. So she's a messing woman. So she always tell me when I was little, 5 to 6, she said, look, you're going to be something. You're going to be something. You're going to be something. We're going to hear your name in this word. Yeah, and I believe that. Because my grandma, and I always believe whatever I say to me. Up to date, I stand until I started fighting. Then I'm going to Olympic, got to Olympic, I came back. I went to see her. Then she died.
What happened to the stadium when you were playing soccer?
When I was playing soccer, from soccer to boxing, my trainer, boxing trainer, soccer trainer, he tell me, say, look, Tiger, soccer will take you all over Africa. Then my boxing coach, said to me, say, look, boxing will take you all over the world, not just Africa. And I believe my coach, boxing coach, I said, look, this boxing, I want you to box. On there, a lot of people said I can't do it, can't do it, too small. But really, I'm skinny, small at that time. So I started boxing. From there, traveling for Olympic, after the Olympics, and I became pro.
How old were you when you decided you wanted to box?
I was around 13, 14.
Had you ever been hit before?
No, I've not been hit. If I tell you the story of how my first amateur fight. Okay, my first amateur fight was, I started boxing 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Then the fight, there's a competition coming up. So I told my...
You remember getting hit for the first time?
Yeah, that first time. They're not being hit. So I told my coach, I want to join you guys on this competition. He said no. But unfortunately, it doesn't have my weight. So I join up. Then we get to the stadium. The day way after the fight, after the weigh-in, then my turn to fight. I was so happy, enjoy it. I wasn't scared. Because I want to fight. So from there, we started fight. Round 1, the guy hit me, punching my stomach. Also, solar place. I almost died. I grabbed the guy because I was doing what Ali was doing. Because I love Muhammad Ali. I would like to watch him. So I grabbed the guy. The referee started warning me. Sit down, go again. I'm going to stop this fight. That's okay. From there, that's where I learned there. So when the ball came in, the best saved me. Round 1. Then round 2, I come out, I started talking like Muhammad Ali. I said, I'm going to kill you. You dying today. So the referee started warning me, stop talking. Don't talk. Then I asked her, I said, why would I talk? I started asking the question. Why would I talk? Then I said, he said, shut up, no Muhammad Ali. Quiet, I'm not Ali. Ali, I said, number 1, you're not Muhammad Ali. Number 2, you're not a professional. Professional can talk, do anything. You're an amateur. That's why I said, amateur don't talk. Shit from there. That's okay. But I stopped the guy though. You want to? I stopped the guy.
So when you started out early, what's inside you, Tiger, that feeds you to want to do that?
Yeah,
Like I know you got it from. I know you got some advice early on that you were going to be special.
yeah,
What's that thing inside you that says I can do it and I want to continue with it?
yeah. I have that enjoyment of doing it. That's some enjoyment, So that I believe I want to make it up to my name, for my mom, my family. I want them to know, I want to be special, as my grandmother said. I want to be special. So I said, I want to do it for them to give my name, let me, let them know that I'm here. This is something.
But there's other people where you grew up
Yeah.
that thought they were going to be special too. So there's a lot of people who think they can be special.
Yeah.
What is it though inside you that allows you to say that that's actually true for me?
Yeah, I think,
If I may add something, from talking to Tiger for a long time, he started young as opposed to Emeka, just beginning at age 26, and he just had this incredible, unwavering self-confidence from the very beginning. Whether that came from his grandmother just believing her words, I don't know, but he had this incredible self-confidence and this desire to make his family proud, make his village proud, make his people proud, and then going up to the Olympics, make his country proud. He just had this incredible belief. Now, later on in his life, he faced some, tragedy as well. And that's different. But from the very beginning, it was just this incredible, unwavering self-confidence. I really can't tell you where it comes from, whether someone's born with it. I mean, quite honestly, I'm jealous of it because if I had that kind of confidence, I would have achieved a lot more in music than I have. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, but I think that I think though that and this is kind of where we were trying to drill down because we have a lot of guests that are very special. There's a lot of people that have self-confidence and they still fail. Tiger having self-confidence comes from somewhere, but it's supported by something. And I know it's his family. There's people who have families that love them and support them, have self-confidence, and they still fail. The very special people, like Tiger, there's something much deeper inside that allows him to draw on his family and self-confidence. And that's really what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I agreed. I can tell you that Tiger he's a very special person, as you know. He's kind of, he has absolutely no pretension, which is unusual. Most people have some kind of pretension. Tiger is very connected to some kind of core spirituality without any effort. That's just who he is. I mean, just in my life experience, it's very rare to meet somebody like that. And I can't tell you why he's like that. He's just like that. And he's just connected to that very deep place inside that many people, let's say they meditate for 10 years and maybe they arrive somewhere. Tiger's just automatically very connected to that very kind of evolved spirituality inside of himself.
Yeah, and you can sense that. And that's the reason why I was driving 45 minutes to an hour to get to your gym. It's because there's something special about you guys. It definitely, you can see it in Tiger's eyes. And you can't help but be in awe when he's wrapping your hands and you're looking at him. And there's just this goodness in him that you feel. And I can't explain it either. That's why we don't have a whole lot of people on this podcast, because there's very few people that have that. I could get a ton of people who are famous, who have, and I'll tell you what we always say too, is when you talk about self-confidence, anybody who has self-confidence but relies on validation from other people, that's ego. They don't have self-confidence, because self-confidence is sustained within yourself. The second you have self-confidence, but I need validation from somebody else, you just have an ego problem, not a self-confidence.
100%. Let me tell you a funny story. I mean, Emeka has, again, is incredibly special in a very different way, but again, the same level of specialness. And this is unbiased. It's speaking from his stepmother. I call myself mother. But, as Emeka was preparing for his last fight, he said, Dad, tell me really what you think, just pretend you're not my father and just tell me what you really think. And I'm like, Emeka, do you know your father? He's always going to tell you what he thinks. He's never going to paint a pretty picture when it's not. And here's an example. When he had his last fight, which was an amazing experience, his first fight in the U.S., It was 6 rounds. He comes back to the corner after the first round and he says, Dad, am I winning? And Tiger says, shut up and fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the first round, I was like, hey, Dad, who's winning this round? Am I winning this round? He said, shut up and fight. I was like, okay, all right. Then I was like, all right, I got it. Then after the second round, the third round, like, okay, now tell me. Then they said, yeah, you won the round. Okay, go ahead, keep walking. You know,
Yeah.
That's why he told me. I was like, I asked questions.
Yeah,
Or it's like,
I don't even focus on your fight. Keep going. The fight is over. Some when you play 6 rounds, you might not be there out, you might not continue going.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what else is interesting
Yeah.
or
is
I'm asking Emeka some questions. Let me just tell you from my perspective what's so special about him. You did mention the brain work. You know, Emeka is doing something incredibly difficult. And again, as Tiger told you about his naysayers as he was so small, Emeka has naysayers from every corner because he's starting a new sport at age 26. Now, granted, he was
27.
Okay, at the end, almost 27. Granted, he was, a very talented soccer player, so he's already a top athlete. But still, you don't just start something new at age 27 with the goal of going all the way. I admire Emeka for many reasons, and it's not just his work ethic. I have to hold him back sometimes. It's the fact that his brain is so active that he is constantly, because what you were talking about is essentially IQ, knowing how to work, how to react, when to throw a punch, when to move, all of those things. The IQ for boxers is like anyone, for a musician, it's built up from a young age, year after year after year after year. He doesn't have that. So he's developing it at lightning speed. And the only way he can do it is by this incredible brain work. Granted, I don't know, I'm no expert at boxing, but I'm just amazed when I see him, for example, sparring. Every single sparring, he's improving. Every single sparring. He's taking that information in some way. Of course, they work together, but in his own way, he's taking it and processing it and thinking about it. And he comes back the next time. Every single time, he makes improvements. And I think that's incredibly unusual.
I have it because in myself, in the athlete I am, and he got it from me.
Yeah.
He got it from me. So
as you can see, there's a lot of humility in this family as well.
Oh, maybe you got it from your mother, Tiger.
Yes.
Because what I'm hearing from all of this is a lot of this commitment to oneself and family love is genetics. Maybe you were born with it. Maybe him believing in what his grandmother said or his mother said to be so true that that's all that he needed in order to continue. And now his son is having some of the same success because maybe genetically you guys are blessed with this commitment to oneself.
Yeah.
Well, I think the other thing too is we were talking about this off camera though, Lisa. We were talking about Emeka, you started late. And the only thing that tells me when someone says they're starting late is that means that the story of Emeka is just starting. Your story hasn't been written yet. It's an amazing thing to say, because some people will think negative and like, well, I'm 27. It's too late for me to do this. Imagine if that was the end of your story, then the rest of your life is really kind of what it is. But your story is just beginning. And I think, and I'll go back to Emeka, but I wanted to say something really special too, because I think what drew me to you guys was that I grew up without a father, and to see you guys, and I know you guys probably fight, you guys have your arguments, but it truly is this bond, this foundational bond, which is family. I don't know that you can do what you guys can do if foundationally you guys aren't in love as a family. I assume it's really difficult to do what you guys do, but it's easier because you have family helping you and backing you guys up. Emeka, when I met him, this dude I'll show you some pictures. It'll be on the podcast. This dude is lean and muscular. This dude is a fighter. But what I noticed about him initially is when I went in, we'd shake my hand when he came into the gym. He's just a real respectful, humble. And I think Elizabeth may say something different is he humble?
I think you feel his essence. Yeah, that's not to say that between a mother and son, and between a son and father, we have our we have our stories, but no, I think the essence of him is, yes, he's very humble. He's very good. Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it just again, when I would come in and then he would come in later, but he'd always make a point to come up and shake my hand, and he looks you right in the eye, and he's not asking. It's sort of interesting because on the business side, and I do a lot of stuff with corporate type of communication, but it seems like when Emeka comes up to you, for that moment that he's interacting with you, he is focused on you for that minute of interaction. If it's a handshake, 10 seconds can go by, but he is 100% focused on that interaction. And you can tell. It's not like a good to see you and then shakes your hand and walks away. Spiritually, that interaction meant something to him. And it's the most bizarre thing. I meet a lot of fake people, a lot. And so do you, Lisa. I'm sure you meet people that play themselves, but that's not who they actually are. So I obviously it comes from Tiger. So I want to talk about, there was a moment, Tiger, when you wanted to give up on boxing.
Yeah.
And I need you to talk about that dream, and then I want to go to Emeka and kind of talk about what that pivot point was for him when he moved over.
Okay. That was for me, it was when my first wife, when she died, that was when everything went up for me. I said, no, I must give up that boxing. I've not done it. I've not worked at all before. But I start doing job, have a job. After 2 years, when she died, she died. That was when I went to look for a job. And my friend will give me the job. I started working there. I worked about 3 months. I said, no, I can't do this. The kind of job, restaurant. Then I leave a month, I get another job. This guy is my friend, construction. So from there, I started working. Then I slept. I was sleeping at night. So in the vision, my wife came there, my late wife, we started playing, telling me, hey, she said, no, you go back to boxing. Go and start boxing. And you're not going to fight again. All you do is train, coach people, coach guys, they will come, teach you not people to fight. That's it. Everything will be all right. You, everything will be okay. So, I was then from there, I woke up and was dreaming. So I just, from everything he told me, he said, look, the gym, you come to own gym. Go in there and you're going to own the gym. Then I get there. I start walking, training, boxing now. I went back, start training, and suddenly, really, I get the gym. After getting the gym, 2 months, my mom died.
Oh.
2 months, my mom died. I lost so many people anyway. Then from there,
go ahead.
From there, after losing my mom, my wife, was the one that paid me most of my wife when I lost my wife. That was the worst one. But when he came to drink.
Yes, so that vision guided him. And he came back to boxing as a trainer, and then he got this gym, and slowly the gym is, becoming known, and he's been here for 17 years now. And then when his son joined us in 2016.
Yeah, and then everything. I keep it 2016.
Yeah.
Suddenly, with the addition of him, it's gotten better and better. But you wanted to talk about his moment, but I also want you to talk about what drives him, because what drives the back out to achieve is different from what it drives Max. Yeah, for Tiger.
And so when somebody's hungry, they don't need to tell you to eat.
Yeah,
you have to look for the food. You have to know that, man, you got to eat something. So nobody got to tell you what to eat.
But yeah, I agree with you, Elizabeth. The differentiation between, doing it for your ego because you want to get complimented is completely different than having that tunnel vision and the confidence that you have what it takes to get to your ultimate goal, which is winning matches, and that's the sweet spot. That's what we're trying to get at with How Strong Podcast. We want to take your guys' individual stories and strengths and guidance and try to make it applicable to every other folk so that we all can continue to spread this Tiger family love amongst one another so that everybody can continue to reach their goals. Because again, starting a sport at 27 is definitely admirable. I mean, not everybody has the confidence to do something like that. But I think that the world we're living in now is asking for just that. Depending upon how you live, you can live a long time, and you may, if you're lucky, can experience different occupations, different careers, different things. And I'm excited to see where you guys can continue to take this Tiger boxing and amplify it and let everybody know about it. I personally would like to do a couple sessions with you at the gym.
Come on there.
You in LA? You in
I am
California?
not. I'm in Oakland, California, home of the Oakland Raiders.
That's just
That's
a short drive.
right.
It's like a 5-hour drive.
Yes.
It's up north.
Up north. Oh, in San Francisco. San Francisco is California? Yeah. Man, I know. I only know San Diego. What's that?
San Diego's very nice.
Well, live. In live, you don't have to do everything. It's in live. Sometimes you don't have to do everything. You don't know the one you can do. It's like you put water in the bucket. You know, it's fill up, you still pouring the water. End of the day, you're full and start throwing away. You end up messing everywhere, you know?
Yep.
So you have to walk the ground because you already fill the bucket already. Just fill the bucket to the top and that's it. So if you feel it and throw it away, you have to mop everywhere again. It's extra work. What I'm trying to say is that sometimes you got to know you got to get the information that you need for the beginning. So later on, the rest of the information will come.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. I know San Diego. I know San Diego is California. And California is big. It's, you know, I only pay attention to the place that I know I want to go on the minute. You know, that I got to read about the place. Yeah. Sacramento. Yeah, I know Sacramento. Yeah. Sacramento is California. Yeah.
So what I wanted to talk about is I think you were saying that, of course, Emeka has drive. His drive is something different than Tiger's is.
Yeah.
His place where he digs deep is going to be different from where Tiger's digs. But what I wanted to know, Tiger, is when you lost your wife,
Yeah.
how did you pull yourself out of that?
Okay. You see, when I lost my wife, I thought everything was out from me. It was inside me was kind of pull out. I tried to come back into boxing a year after he died. I couldn't. Until when you dream, I dream when I come to my dream and tell me I will not fight, I shouldn't fight anymore. All I will do is just shouldn't fight.
I love that because that tells me that the distance between the time when your wife passed away and you going towards coaching versus fighting, that something was going on during that time period spiritually that said it's your time, and your wife had to be the one to bring you the message. And I think that we're going to see some similarities with other people that have experienced stuff like that. And now I'll switch over to Emeka because his story about how he got into boxing is as profound as Tiger's, I think. So, Emeka, how did you switch over into boxing, and what were you doing before, and then when did that switch happen?
You mean when I come to the state or young in my life?
When he came here to Los Angeles?
Just give me some background on when you came to LA and what were you trying to do at that point? Was boxing even part of the equation at that moment?
You know, for me, for my where I come from in Benin City, I've never watched boxing in my life. Over my dad fights, I never watched it. You know, I don't pay attention towards it. And even when I was playing soccer, there's a place there normally bring old school Olympian fighters, everybody. You know, when I see my dad picture right there, when I point it, hey, that's my dad right there. No of my friends believe me. Even some of the coaches, they don't believe me that, you know, that is my dad. Like, no, young Tiger, that's not your dad. Because the way I am there, I was just doing a little more like comedy, soccer. And I was a stylist. I was a hairstylist. I was making female hair, you know, doing comedy, stand-up comedy, hosting shows when I was in Benin City. And playing soccer. So that's what just the three things I based on. So when I moved to Lagos, because I know that I'm working with people right here, I wanted to go to China for soccer because I went to the States tournament 2012. I didn't make it because I didn't make it to go there for 2012 Junior Olympic. I didn't make it. So from there, when I came here to the States, all my dream was like soccer. So when I came here, I was, still playing soccer with some local team around the corner in the park. I joined the team and I was still training. My dream, like, okay, I'm going to go to LA Galaxy. So my stepmom signed me up for the tryout. So at that process, I have an injury on my left. I have an injury. So when I have an injury, I can't really do nothing. I'm that kind of person that if I can't do anything, I feel so bored. And when I'm bored, I just want exercise. So at that point, for like, I think it was like close about 8 months or 7 months, I have a cast on my leg, on my left leg, with the crushes. So I come to the gym. For regularly when I came, I don't really come to my dad gym like that. Like just come to like do boxing. No, because I don't like it. The first fight I watched was Mayweather and Pacquiao. That was the first boxing match I ever watched in my life. The first boxing that was Mayweather and Pacquiao. I never watched any boxing. So in the state area, I can't really do anything for my leg. I have a cast on my leg. So I had to come to my dad's gym and start jumping rope outside the one leg. I still remember there was a guy from the building that faced my dad's gym. There was somebody there before, people there before the movie company. They was like, man, this guy jumping rope with one leg. I would just come to the gym, just jumping rope with one leg every single time, just to get an exercise.
And you also learned to hold mitts.
Then after my legs started getting better, then I was like, what will I do next? Then I figured like, okay, let me be, if my dad more only mix, layer the old mix for people to train people. So I was focusing on that, only mix. Then one day I tell myself as a coach, only mix for people fitness training, I could still get an experience for like, for the fighting skill inside the ring. So I was pushing myself more to like, okay, layer do like choke punches stuff. I don't like it. Me doing it, there was no likeness there because I was not like running, do all the cardio, do all those things. I was just like, just come to the gym, hit the bag, hit the mix, and that's all. I'm done. So after like 8 months, and I told my dad, you know what, let me take an amateur fight. My dad told me I'm not ready. That I don't like it. I don't think I would do it. And I said, let me just try it. Then I tried. It was a good fight. I was tired. My first amateur fight, that was way that. But I'm not kind of person that I won't let somebody bully me in the ring. So I didn't let the guy bully me because the guy had more fight. They matched me against somebody who had more experience than me. So it happened that I took the fight, and after that day, like I was like, I'm not gonna fight again. I don't like it. So my mind was not there. I was like, I don't like it. Let me just train people. But there was a lot of competition with people around, coming to the gym to train. Because I'm not familiar with the lifestyle here. The understanding, the way people are. Where I come from is digital mentality. Because I just barely came here. I'm like, 1 year and a half in the States. Like 2 years. I'll say I'm 2 years in the States at that time. So my character, everything's not match up. People here, the lifestyle is very different from where I come from because I'm kind of a cultural person. So it's kind of different. So I kind of finding a way to fit in, try to make friends out here is kind of different because the way friendship is here is different from where I come from. So my understanding was just different. So there was a lot of, challenges from different places that I was like, that won't stop me to just learn to train people to just help my dad. So I was keep pushing that. Then after like a year, I told my dad, hey, let me get another fight. I was not training like crazy. You just like for fun. Then I take another fight again. I won that one. But me winning it's supposed to make me be like, oh, I win. Let me keep. But no, no, I'm going to go to do this thing. This is stuff for me. So I tried acting class. I was taking an acting class. Then I get to a point like now, because my mom sent me for acting class. For acting, like, I was like, no, my accent is so, they're making fun of my accent. I don't think I can do. No, they don't like my accent. Then I break out from the acting class. Then she was like, you can do acting. I was like, nah, I don't think I can do acting. I get I'm acting. Then I was like, I'm good on story, writing stories for film. So I wrote a story called Seven Defense, a story called Seven Defense that I wrote. And I told her the story, and she wrote it down. And once my dad client, I gave it to her. She liked the story. And she was, she started meeting with me from some like.
Yeah, she actually was a producer, and she actually optioned it for a year, which was quite unusual. A guy who just comes here, he gets a meeting, and she optioned it for a year. It didn't go anywhere at that time, but it's a great story. But after he's a man of many talents.
So after that, I was kind of figure what else can I do. Then I got one more amateur fight again after, because I give myself every 8 months for my fight, or 6 months, because I don't really like it. But I just did that one because I'm bored, I'm bored. Like let me just, I don't know what to do. Let me just do it again. So one time I told her, look, I like to go to college, but just to be honest with myself, I don't think everybody's different in life. There are people that are college person. So I try to push myself, okay, let me go to college. Then I can lie to my soul, because I just feel like I can give a try, but my soul doesn't call it for it. Even when I was in Africa, I'm going to college after I finished my high school. If I get high school, I didn't need to go to college. I can go to college if I want to. My soul don't just accept it. So when I came here, I was like, okay, after this box, I don't like it. So, but I can be helping my dad. But my brain, just focus on that. Let me just be only helping my dad. No, my brain just focus on that. My brain just have a different mindset that is giving me, pushing me. So one day, my dad client is a film producer. She said, oh, Emeka, I know you like film. You want to join me for film I'm doing? Do a PA with me? I was like, sure. Let me do it. So it was early that morning in Malibu. So I drove there in Malibu for the film. After the show, everything, finished the movie. That day, I finished the scene that day. So around like 7 o'clock, I get there like 5 a.m. So I was leaving around like 6 p.m. So on my way, yeah, it was like, it was 6 p.m. We sit down, shot a little bit. Then like around like 7 o'clock, I was coming back home. Then my car hit a rock. I don't know. It's so fast.
Well, it was dark. It
wasn't dark. It was raining. It was unexpectedly, so I can't control my steady. So I flew up the cliff in Malibu.
Your car went over a big.
It was rolling, and at that moment when my car was rolling, I still remember that my eyes were open. My eyes were not closed. My eyes was open when my car was rolling, and it stopped on a tree first in the brush that came out from the mountain. It stopped there. Then I thought that I already stopped. Then I heard noise, and the car was keep rolling. That was when I started yelling like, "God, help me, save me! I got family that love me." I just start talking a lot of stuff, and the car landed. I was in the car for an hour.
Troy, can you hear?
I can hear.
I was in the car for an hour. Then the door, I started crying for a long time. That was when I know I really cried. I was crying in the car, like the door did not open. So I was hearing water. Because that was actually when I came outside, I broke the door. That's when I know it was water. I thought, because in the movie, because I like some action movies. So in the movie, I know that when a car will explode, it'll show the gas is like going and explode. So in my head, at that moment, I thought that this thing was what I explode. That's why I was hitting the door with my leg, or kicking it. The door could not open. I started crying. Then I was, talking to God. The next thing the door I was hitting for an hour. I just touched a little bit. It just opened, like a slightly open. Then I have to slice myself out. So at that moment when I door opened, I was trying to figure stuff what to do. Then I saw a scissors, because then I have a surgery on this my hand. You can see there's a mark right here. I got a surgery right here. So that scissors is what I used to normally, like when I wrap my hand, I use the scissors to like cut the wrap, stuff like that. So I hold the scissors, I slide myself from the little space of the door. One thinking that I have in my head was like, if I see anything right here, we have to die together, because nothing right here gonna be real to play with.
Like a mountain lion.
Like I was just thinking about anything, like anything that come on here, we just go to that. That was the mentality I used to have. Like anything here, we go to that. So the moment I climb up, so I was using the scissors to climb the mountain to act up. It takes me 40 minutes to get half of the way. I was there. I looked there. I can't find my phone because everything in my car destroyed, pieces, everything fly on my truck, everything fly. So my car was like compressed and everything was just, my phone was like 1 minute away where my car is. I was seeing my phone like when I was in the middle of the mountain, when I was hiking up, I saw my light on my phone blinking. She was calling me at that like my girl there was calling me at that time because they don't know why this guy not be home since we went for the move, why he's not be home. So I cannot. It was like a devil walk because I don't want to go back down there because it was scary because I was feel like all the trees were laughing. That's what I feel like because you're in a dark place and the place is so high that somebody up there looked like an ant from distance. Because the next day, that's when I noticed it. So after I called, I was outside for like almost like 2 hours. There was no car passing back because it was so dark. The first car that passed was the main actress of the show, Friend. That was the one that passed. I was like,
Okay.
They stopped. When they stopped, there was like, they saw, like, you saw a black man in the middle of the night, and it's really like right there, like they stopped. There was like, why you right there? I say, I have an accident. My car is down there. There was like no way. So luckily, when I asked them like, hey, just call the police. I know you won't believe me, but I just call the police. I just need to get out of here. So when they hear me, just call the police. They was like, oh man, this thing is real. So they back up to meet me, and they see me like there. Got my body full of mud, like man, they can't. The only thing they can see is a little light from my car from distance. So they call the ambulance. They shows up. And they bring out their instrument, their machine to use the light to see. They're like, dude, the police was looking at me weird. Like, how do you survive that? I was like, no, I don't know how I survived, but I'm glad that I survived. It was the next day I came back there to act there to get my stuff away from my car. But it takes me an hour, 45 minutes to get down there. It takes me close to about an hour to go back. I have to pass the normal route because I can't. In normal daylight, I think I cannot really want to act. I can't. I was asking myself, how did I act up? How did I climb the mountain back up again? Because those people, special force, they use special instruments to go there to investigate the ropes to investigate what really happened. Then I was like, how did you even do that? From there, I was asking myself, like, why did I survive that?
But you said you felt like your grandmother was pushing you out.
On that night, I feel like somebody was pushing me. I don't know what was that. But when I was that night, something was literally pushing me, it made me fast. When I was using the scissors to go, because I was using my hand to grip the side of the mountain. I used the scissors to go. But something was pushing me. But I don't know what was pushing, Then after every scenario, I don't know what to do. There was anger in me. There was anger. Like I was every minute, I just get mad. Every second I get mad. I don't know why I'm getting mad. Then I was like, let me take boxing serious. Let me God save my life. God give me a second chance. And this second chance, let me see what I can do with the second chance. Then I take boxing serious. I was training. Then the Golden Globe shows up. Then I was like, okay, let me just train for this Golden Globe. Let me fight for this Golden Globe. Then the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, everywhere was closed. The pandemic was the Golden Globe canceled, and everything was canceled, and nobody was opening the gym. Every day I was coming to the gym to train. For that 2020 to this day, I never stepped out from the gym. 2020 was end of 2020. Then I told my dad, you know what? I'm sick of, I don't want to do amateur. I want to go professional straight. I said, I want to give professional a try. Then from there, I got my first professional fight in August 2021. From there, the game just started. I just got to get enjoy. I started enjoying it. Every time I'm training, I got joy. I keep training. I just feel like something is just moving me. Me training every single day. I never think of I always put I put family first. I always put my training second. You know, I just keep going. You know, after since then, I don't think that nothing can stop me from my journey. I just enjoy the journey. I just happily embrace the journey and love it. Then I got it tattooed 717 on my chest.
Mhm.
You know, it means a lot. 717 means a lot of things. You know, the zero is the family, is the circle. The 7 is you know is the good luck. The 7 was the good luck. While the last name was the injury, the back of everything. You know, this is how the journey just started, and I just like it, and I just love it, and I just enjoy it. You know, I just keep pushing myself, and even though something's trying to push me there, I just keep going. I don't care. Like, I just know that I just keep improving because I put my mind in there and I put my focus in there, and anything come to my way, I just have to learn. You know, boxing changed me. It gave me a lot of experience that makes me kind of calm and make me understand that, okay, you be able to be like move forward, and over your accident, second chance for you, and just give it a try and just keep going. People back home where I come from, they up to this day they still get confused. Like, we know you, man. We know you're stubborn, but we don't think you can do boxing, man. There's no way. You see, my mother don't like it. My mother don't want my own mother don't want me to box. She don't like it. I have to hide it for her for a minute. I hide it for her. Like, no, I'm not boxing like boxing. I'm just helping my dad. It's not like, because recently she started calming down. You know, she don't really like me to box because she feel like I don't never tried this before. I don't like it. But she was a kickboxer because she teach me how to wrestle. She know I'm good at wrestling because she was a kickboxer. My mom was a taekwondo. She knew that I can't box like my dad, but she was kind of impressed. Like, I had to catch up. You know, I'm a taekwondo. I teach you how to do wrestle. You know, you know, because actually I saw my dad first time. I was 17. The first time I saw my dad in my life, I was 17 years old.
Well, you don't remember when you were a baby.
I mean, the first time I was a baby, like, he left me when I was like 8 months. Yeah. Like, a few months after I was born. I was like 6 months after I was born. The first time I saw him, I was 17 years. Second time I saw him, I was 17, 19. Then the third time I saw him, I was 23 when I came here. You know, so I'm just grateful. You know,
yeah,
I'm just grateful.
Yeah, I want to go back. You said something pretty profound because at the end of every episode, Lisa and I will talk about what we learned and what we're finding out. That accident, when you were saying it to me, it seems more profound, philosophical, because you got into an accident and you were in a place that was tight and you couldn't get out. It was a situation that caused you to be confined but wanting to leave, and then you get out, and then the journey is to climb up and out. It kind of seems, if you were looking at it from a sort of a spiritual kind of experience, that you were in an accident that freed you from the things that were confining you to move forward, but you then had to climb your way up and on top to get out, which seemed to be pretty impossible given that how steep it was. But somebody is pushing you. I don't think.
Yeah,
because I think it's much more than an accident. I really feel like you went through an hour of trying to escape what was holding you back. You had to face a fear. You had your grandmother in the back of your mind. The next thing is to climb this very steep hill where you're tired and you're trying to crawl out, and you finally make it. It kind of seems to me like you're leaving a lot of the past that was holding you back away. I'm not saying that's what happened, but when I'm listening to your story, it seems a lot more poetic than just an accident. It seems like, and we talk about it a lot too, and again, this is not a podcast on religion, but God finds, a lot of people say that God works in mysterious ways, and I always find it to be that God works in very specific ways. If what he wrote for you isn't the path that you're on, he's going to make it very visible that this is where you need to be. And he's going to make it a very profound experience. And when you were explaining that to me, I was immediately thinking, Emeka in his story was confined and he saw a crack to get out, and that's someone's chance to move on. And you got through that little tiny piece, and then you clawed your way up on top, and you don't know how you did it, but somebody was pushing you. It kind of seems like you were leaving everything behind, start moving forward. That may not have happened. That may not be just my imagination, but
If I can add something, when he came up, he was completely uninjured. I mean, not even a neck. Yeah. So it was just like so incredible. It's very, very hard for us to digest. He was in that kind of
my doctor. I went to to see my doctor. The doctor the next day. The doctor saw me, check my body, and say, "You all right? Everything okay? No bone break, no fracture, everything about you okay?" Then he was like, "Wait a minute, were you the guy that a show on ABC like you have an accident?" See, I saw the news, and I was like, I just want to make sure that I'm fine, I'm okay, and everything about me is good. And he said everything about you is good, and he make sure the same thing you said about. He said somebody is looking after you. I said, "Oh yeah," and I said, "Thank you." But I just know that I'm just grateful. God saved my life. God give me a second chance. That's why I just keep saying, like, God give me a second chance, because that for me, the cops told me, he said people die from this. It's a lot of people we lose die from that. I always say that I'm just happy that I'm alive. I God give me a second chance, and I'm just trying to focus on my second chance and see where God take me to.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is for the 6 months, about 6 months after this accident, he was struggling. He was in that place, like if you're using that metaphor, he was still inside the car, kind of struggling, angry, trying to figure out, why did I survive? What am I supposed to do with my life? And when he finally decided, okay, let me pivot to boxing, it was like, as you said, he left that part behind and he focused on boxing, and he realized, I hated boxing before, but all of a sudden I realized everything in my life brought me to this point. Everything in my life prepared me for this moment, that it's now just me. Now I don't have a team. It's just me. I have to rely on myself. It's just me in the ring against someone else, or me against myself. And you're right. It's a spiritual journey.
And I never boxed. I could do boxing. I'm not pushing. Hey, you have to do boxing.
My dad never forced.
You got to do boxing. You like some children, they like to do the boxing. No, I never see whatever I like.
My younger one was boxing. I was about boxing. He take it so serious,
right?
But it's not the way anymore.
Yeah, I'm proud of him, because now boxing solid. We see him now say, "Oh, he has been doing boxing for years." This guy, no, I've been doing boxing for years. He's doing, let's say about 3 years now, 4 years boxing now, and it's now everything coming right.
Yeah. Well, you also said something. I'm going to finish on what I think. For the first time, I think Lisa and I will talk about at least what I've learned from Emeka and Tiger on what it is. And no one's actually ever said this before, but I'll wait until the end. So I would love to support Tiger's gym. Part of me doesn't want to, because I don't want you to be this overcrowded, everyone goes to Tiger's gym, because I like the fact that I can go in there and but I think for Tiger, I think his journey isn't over either. And I think it's something that we can do. And so we have a ton of marketers. We have a ton of people on here. I'm always going to support that gym no matter what. But I'd like to work out a strategy to get you guys, more traction and more people coming to the gym, if that's what you want.
Would love it. Love it.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to do is it pains me that, Emeka, do you still Uber drive?
Right now, I work security part-time.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, Lisa, is I'd like to do something to get Emeka to not have to do that. What I'd love to do, and I've talked to Elizabeth about that. So we're going to start selling merchandise from Tiger's gym, and we're going to amplify selling this merchandise to kind of support Emeka's journey. We've got a few people in place, I think, that could help Emeka out with sponsorships too. But I don't want to see him. I want to see him focus 100% on boxing. He said something, and I'll talk about it now, and I've not heard this before, and it's starting to make sense. We'll have to go deeper into this. Emeka said that he was listening to his soul. I'm always saying, what is that thing inside that pushes people? It's the first time someone's actually said soul to me. So it could be that what drives Emeka and Tiger, it could be something that has to do with their soul and they're listening to it. So it could be that the strength you have is being able to listen to your soul instead of saying, I want to do this and go counter to it. There's a lot of people who don't listen and want to go down a path. And that could have been Emeka's story prior to the accident, which is he's just not listening. And the only way I can get his attention is to have him fall off a cliff and climb his way back up again. And maybe that's the path. But I thought that was pretty profound. I think you guys have, the reason I'm connected to you is in my own way, I think we were meant to have a relationship. I absolutely want to help you guys. I've never asked you for anything. I don't want anything from you guys. I think that you guys deserve an opportunity. You guys can succeed on your own, but I think through our channel, we can start supporting you guys and making sure that Emeka can focus 100% on boxing and not have to work security. And I would love people to experience Tiger. I think I'm in awe of him when I see him and he's coaching children. And I'll tell you one other thing that's amazing is he when he's wrapping my hands, sometimes he'll pull my arm to his stomach. Dude's like a brick house.
Wow.
There is no fat on that guy. That guy is a solid rock. It's just they're good people. You're on this show because you're good people. Foundationally, you guys at heart are good. And I think that's why you succeed, is because foundationally there isn't a bad bone in you guys. So I think I'm going to work with Lisa to figure out a path with you guys. And you guys always know I support you. And I want to sell. I want to make sure you sell a ton of merch.
Troy, I just want to say one thing. In when you talk about wanting Emeka to be able to concentrate 100%, he had the first phase of his career. Let's say his first fight to his 10th fight. He just had his 11th fight.
Yeah.
As he makes his way up, absolutely. I mean, he was able to, not easy, but he was able to do Uber driving security while he was training. As he goes higher and higher up on the chain, he really needs to focus more, especially in his position of gaining that IQ. And that's why having a family around him is important to support him. But being able to concentrate 100% on, because he trains twice a day. I mean, I have to hold him back from training 3 times a day, but he trains twice a day, and they're exhausting training. He needs to be able to rest and focus his mind as well as his body completely. That will allow him to achieve what he wants to achieve, because being drawn away by having to, work, having crazy hours, that will take away from his focus. So incredibly grateful for your help, because I feel he needs that.
Thank you. Yep. Yeah. No, you guys are very special. So we're gonna put out a plan to make sure that you guys get what you need. If anybody on here wants to support Tiger and Emeka, we'll have it on our webpage on how you guys can contribute. I would say, honestly, if you guys have a real strong merchandising, that would be a great way to start generating some income quickly. And we can advocate for that. We have a ton of connections and making sure that we drive people to your website and just make sure that you guys can grow. I would love to see Tiger influence more children. I'd love to see Emeka have a successful career in boxing and then expand that into what he wants to do later on. So why don't we end it on that? So Emeka, you have something very special you want to do once your career is over. What is it that you want to do?
The two of them actually want to do.
When my career is over, for me, I just feel like where I come from, back home, there's a lot of kids talented, and especially from Benin City. And my goal is to open a foundation that I want to bring peace in specific community. Because I grew up in Ogida, Benin City. You can look it up. It's a very rough. You gotta be super tough, so that as a senior son, because I was a senior son in my own age, and you gotta protect your family, because people gonna talk shit to your family, and if you don't talk or you don't know how to fight back, you're gonna be like a rock. They're going to climb on you guys all the time. Wow. So that's where I come from. And I was able to secure that part that people give my mom disregard. When I was there, they give my mom disregard, my younger ones disregard. So they know that if you do this, do that, it's good to call. But that is not, for me, it's not life, because I just feel like when I came here, because if I tell people something like, hey, look, I love America, they're like, dude, you stupid, man. Like, why would you say that? Like, stuff like that. But they don't understand that I see opportunity that I see. That's different from where I come from, you know. Because where I come from, I don't see the opportunity that I see it. So for me, when I see the opportunity, you know, I don't want to play with it. I want to see what I can use it to do. And when I come here, I feel like my brain, I respond, you know. When I was there, nobody teach me how to edit film, you know, edit videos, you know. I taught myself, not because of if I'm back home, I cannot do that, but there's no tools. There's no tools, there's no peace. There's no rest of mind to learn those things. So most of those things is about rest of mind, where you can get a side job and use that side job, at least that money to buy tools, or at least relax. You can be able to do something for yourself, not just expect someone to do for you all the time. Because back home, some people expect people to do for them all the time. That's why you hear this thing from Africa. You hear it when somebody's overseas. His family, Africa, always call, I need money, I need this, because they feel like they have somebody overseas. Most of them are lazy to do this, you know, because they know that when they need, they just tend to just call. It's not their fault, because I was there. It's just more like there's no tools, there's no peace, there's no opportunity that the government want to give to them to let the kids, you know, be able to do something. It's when I came to America, I know that the see family will go pay for sport. But kids like I keep come to the gym, you know, the parents pay for them to train just to keep them busy, disciplined and stuff like that. But where I come from, we have to do that on our own. You know, kids, we have to like come with friends, go play soccer, get ourselves busy on our own. Parents don't have to pay. It's only the rich ones, they have where they go, you know.
Yeah.
Parents don't have to go. We just have to go to school, play. When I was in high school, I played soccer. I was a junior high school when I was a captain for the full high school. I was junior high school, I was a captain for the full school, for high school. You know, I mean, it's not by grace of God. It's the work I put in when I was little. So I always active, always, you know, play soccer all the time and stuff like that. Yeah. No opportunity. But here in the state, there's an opportunity. So me, I use the opportunity. Sometimes when I coach kids, sometimes I tell them, look, you get a big opportunity right here. Your home bring you here to play. It bring you here to learn how to defend yourself and get a discipline. You don't have to fight. You don't have to be a box. This thing teach you not to fight in the streets. Stay out of trouble. But when somebody touch you, you know what to do, you know? But if nobody touch you, you be the tough guy. You be the humble guy. You be the, you know, nice guy. You be the cool guy. He's cool. You walk in the street. Nobody, you know, you don't get it. You don't care about anyone. Nobody care about you. Nobody want to hurt you because you want everybody for you. That's the reason why your mom brought you here, because it's a lifetime thing. So the kids, they will not understand what I said. They'll be like, that's true. Really, most of them, they take it. They take that thing out there. Because when I was that age, I didn't have anybody that teach me that. You know, it's when I came here, my stepmom teach me a lot of stuff when I came here. But people see that I had this kid. I have a lot of people who talk a lot of shit about me, but I don't really care because they can't come to my front, because they feel like in America, you're 20 years old, 21 years, 23, 24 years old, they feel like you're mad. Really, you're mad, I get it. And you'll be able to, like, you know, you don't have to move to go somewhere with you. You don't have, you don't need, like, you know, there's some certain tissue. But for me, I don't care. I don't really care. I put on my back because they said, when you want to learn, you have a long head. So I make sure my head is long. Let my ear ends, you know, I can see, but my head is long. I prefer to see and take and learn that to your ear. Sometimes you don't need ear to learn. Your ear used to just listen what the person says. But your eyes, as long as you can see, you read it. But the ear don't really matter. What matters is the eye. You can see who's coming, you see who's shooting you. But your ear, you don't really care if you don't listen to people talk nonsense about you or try to say something about you. Your eyes see, your eyes make your brain, you talk to your brain to focus, and you can grab what you want. That's what I just need. Yeah. You know, so that's the opportunity that I am using when I come here, and I don't really pay attention. All I do, help my dad and help my mom, you know, and help my mom back home. My younger ones, you know, just help people around me, people that I know that they need help, you know, whichever way. And share that opportunity. Yeah, share the opportunity that you have kids. They foundation and make them stay away from trouble. Because you're a little kid, 15 years old, they put you in the gang. 17 years old, they put you in the gang because why? Nothing to do. You be in the streets all the time. You want to make friends. You think making friends to be in the gang and make friends hang out, try to stand up. But no, but when you do activity in your brain, it's what I learned. But most people they don't teach them that after exercising, deep exercising, your brain is like flower, open to think something positive to yourself, receive the energy positive. But back then, most of them don't have that education of exercise. They just think exercise is like do soccer. Yes, you can do that. Most of them take it serious, but they don't understand to grow the flower of it. They don't understand what the benefit from that. They can't really think about, okay, government cannot give you stuff. There's something you can do. I learned how to make women hair, fix eyelashes, fix nails, start doing comedy on my own just to make money on the side. Because soccer, they don't pay you. Soccer, they don't pay you for amateur. You go to work, you ask to buy your tools for use in soccer. They don't teach us that you need to massage your body. There's a lot of stuff that those coaches doesn't teach us who like that growing. We didn't grow like that without discipline. We grew up with a different discipline. It's when I came here, then I understand that, okay, beside of what you're doing for your sport, there's a discipline beside it, when to rest, when to massage, all those tools, all those little things in your body to keep your body healthy, But back home, most of us don't understand that part. We'll get I never get a massage when I came to America. I get a massage that I know, okay, this is what massage feel like. I mean, I like to be honest because I can't lie for something that I know that, I don't do or I do, you see me? But yeah, it's when I came here, I know I got a massage. First time when I come here, I got a massage. Okay, for me, first I don't like it. I'm like, man, these people are killing me. They're beating me. I mean, that's why I said, I told her, like, man, I tell myself, it's like, why are you holding me like that? They washing me like I'm a wrong, want to break my bone. Then she said, no, that's a massage. Damn, what kind of massage? She's like, it took me a little time to get used to it. I'm like, okay, this side massage, this is what the recovery look like. So I started getting those things. But back home, I want to try to get a foundation, get place that, kids that don't have a home, I can create a place that it's a place that people can come still watch them performing their arts of boxing, watch them doing the thing of performing their art of boxing and training, but they live there for the ones that don't have home. But the ones that have home, they have their parents, they come from home. But the ones that don't have home, who stay in the streets, who thinking of doing something bad, and their brain, everything's correct. Yes, they got place there. They stay. It's Africa. 5 people can share one room. As long as there's a bed, they will be graceful. There's food for them, and they are doing their training. And from there, they can get out from there to become who they are. Anybody can become a champion. A champion comes from a small place. Champion don't have to come from a big place, And just give it an opportunity for them to put their best in there. That's just my goal. Take the ones that I can take away from the street, put a foundation for them. They'll be training right there, going to school.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be in LA next week. Lisa, we should work on foundations. We have experience in both of those things, but I'd like to be able to at least start that process for you and then circle back with you next week. We are running out of time.
Okay.
So I know it's unfortunate, but we'll have these guys back on the next side.
By the way, if you're laughing, to introduce myself, I am Mrs. Tiger.
Yeah.
And I actually have my own career as a musician, but my job here is to support these two special men in their own way. I help him manage the gym and I help manage his boxing career. So I help support these two guys because I see their specialness.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's clear.
She's the queen of the art.
Yeah. You got. Yeah. She's definitely a foundational piece there. You guys are absolutely amazing. So we're gonna get out. Love talking to you guys. It isn't gonna be the final conversation. We're gonna follow Tiger's story, Emeka's story. And I know Elizabeth has some concerts that she does. I know I went to one in PV a while ago. You got me tickets for that. But let's continue that relationship. We'll get you guys back on. And it was fantastic having you. You guys are easy.
Yes, I would just like to say before I go, I look forward to meeting you guys too, because after hearing your stories, I hear and feel a sense of vibration. You guys have activation energy. And one thing that Emeka said before we close this out is he said, don't take yourself too seriously. He said that had helped him to continue on with his path. You know, just like you said, that big accent was confirmation that this is not the end of his story, that he must go forward. So thank you guys for your time. It was so interesting. I can't wait to get to you further and help develop this story and set it off. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You guys have a great day. See you guys next week. Exciting. See you guys.
Bye-bye.